Okay. Good evening. Thank you for coming to our SHAC meeting. We have parents here, representatives from different campuses, and we'll do our introduction. This is our first SHAC meeting for the year, and many of you are employees here that have represented a certain department, a certain service, and then of course our parents that are here. So let's welcome everybody, and we have parents here. So, ¿nos pueden decir en qué escuela vienen, con quién representan?
Yo vengo de parte de Sam Houston Elementary.
Sam Houston?
Yo de Domínguez.
Domínguez, ok. Ahorita viene otra familia de Green, que también son representantes de la escuela. Y también tenemos, si todos se quieren introducir.
Special Education Director. Graciela Campos, PE teacher.
Cindy Torres, superintendent.
Eileen Murphy, the House Services Coordinator.
Elena Chapa, principal semester.
Joe Garcia, Food Service Director.
Fernando Lucio, Principal at David G. Sanchez Elementary.
Nancy Loredo, Family and Community Engagement Coordinator.
Norma Becerra, Counselor, La Ferriari College.
Lilian Ramos, pero en español se me dicen Liliana, es que estoy regañada. Okay? Okay. We'll skip this next meeting. We did our self-introductions. The elections of the SHAC officers, but we do need to, I think more family members are coming, so we'll just skip that item for now, and we'll come back to it. Project Lead. You want to talk about Project Lead, Ms. Vento?
So Project Lead is a project we were part of late last school year. It's through Region 1. The intent of Project Lead is that, along with another grant that we are using with UTRGV, it's to improve and grow our mental health professional capacity in schools. So the main intent of Project Lead is to help support and grow that. We are one of 7 school districts that are taking part in Project Lead. What they do is basically help and encourage either people that are already in mental health or are interested in mental health to get that additional training, certification, and license to be able to support students in the school setting and their mental health. And the other part, there's 3 components, which that is one, to grow the staff. So within our district, we have about 3 or 4, I think it's 4 now, staff members that are being supported through Project Lead financially and with tutorials to get a certification in either LPCs, which is a licensed counselor, or school psychologist, or anything like in that field, or social workers. The second component is to train the staff that we currently have within our district, so helping to train our counselors, our school psychs, and our social workers. They're providing professional development for our staff. And then just to entice others to come to the school setting. So that is Project Lead. Again, we are one of 7 districts that are participating in this grant.
And in your folder, you'll have some handouts that Project Lead is sponsoring some trainings on to help with our staff, and we have already utilized them. A lot of it was what did we use them for? Grief counseling, and crisis prevention. Yes.
And just more training for staff. I know they did a joint meeting last week here in collaboration with some other grants, and they go to campuses to support our staff with anything that they might need with mental health.
Do y'all have any questions on Project Lead? Ms. Bauer, I know you walked in late, but this is something that we're working on with Project Lead. You are aware of that? Mm-hmm. Okay. Ma'am, Ms. Erica and Ms. I forgot your name. Marlene? No? Okay. Everfi is something that I wanted to, I did a little research, and it's in your handouts. And these are, it's an online program that works with students to offer lessons on social and emotional. And these are for your students that are in the DAEP. We have approximately like 20 students, 25 students, I think 20 students, right? Under 20 students that are being serviced under DAEP. However, we have our counselors coming in, but we do need something more. Our counselors are also assigned to their assigned campuses. So here, EverFi is online lessons on social and emotional, also on financial literacy, on workforce readiness, and health and wellness. What happens is, at the end of the day, when the student has nothing to do anymore at DAP, they start to get distracted, and they don't know what else to do. So this is an online interactive program that they can get on and work on these mini lessons. It's something that they can just easily log on. We'll create a classroom for them, and they can start working on these lessons. Now, we're not going to do it, we don't want to promote it through the whole district. I told Mrs. Torres, what about just doing one campus, which is DAP? This is where we need a lot of support in for our students. So if you can see in this handout that I gave you, provided for you, there are lessons for high school students. But we get to, they can customize it for us so that we can follow a monthly agenda, or we can pick and choose what we want. But this is something that I want to bring to the SHAC committee so that we can monitor the students' wellness, the social and emotional, workforce readiness, and financial literacy. Because let's be honest, the students that are in DAP, they're there, why? Huh? They make bad choices, right? So, and if they continue to make bad choices, they're always going to be in DAP, and they get left out on a lot of other stuff. They're not so, that other activities that our counselors are sponsoring or schools are providing because they're here at DAP. But we can still provide them some support and giving them some lessons on financial literacy, on workforce readiness, things that they're going to need, basic skills they need so they can make better decisions. So this is something that I want to start working with our students in DAP. I will work closely with our supervisor that is there, our DAP supervisor, so we can start implementing these lessons. But I did want to bring it to the SHAC committee. Talk to me about this. What do you all think?
I have a question. What's the target population at DAP?
What do you mean? What part?
What are the age groups?
From 6 through 12.
6 through 12, they're all secondary?
Yes.
Okay, and it says that it's research-based. Do you have the logic? It says that it has a logic model. Did they provide a logic model, and what were the statistical evidence that supported the research?
No, I don't have that
Okay.
information in front of me.
Okay. And so
Well,
since
on page 6 of the EverFi book, it does have, just briefly.
but that's that's a calendar of the implementations, but it's not the logic model.
It says the measurable
18%.
impact.
Yeah.
Yes, but it's not saying what the outcome that was measured. Like, what were the psychosocial measurements of outcomes?
Yeah, it doesn't give that.
So, so was it to reduce self-negative talk? Is it to establish self-efficacy and setting boundaries? What are the measurable outcomes that is associated with it? I mean, I think it's a great program. I like the calendar. I really enjoy that it talks about the mental wellness. And it talks about the drug safety, so those are definitely teaks that are great. I'm really surprised that it has the money management. My biggest fear with online curriculum-driven programs as such is that kids will click, 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 click. And so that it's like if we're spending our money for a click, 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 we might as well spend that money on an intervention that is more personal.
I wonder if there's like a demo or something that
Yes,
we could go
I've gone through the demo. They did not provide me a demo, but you can't just click, 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 because
Okay.
the professor or the teacher that is there is monitoring, and you can hear the lesson when they're doing. They can do the lessons in individual or group. Okay, so it's not going to be.
So it's like the student gets online, lessons, like for financial literacy, and so.
And there is
do-
it, yes.
Do they get evaluated?
Yes, at the end, they get a progress
So,
report.
At the end, it might not be like what we might be thinking right now, you just get through it and go on to the next one and the next one. I don't know if they get evaluated, I mean, I think that.
They do, they
might
get
be
a
talking
progress
about-
monitoring report.
Oh, there you go.
And so what happens is, when they get a progress monitoring report and they see that there's no progress, then that is where the teacher comes in and says, okay, what's going on, Lillian? Why aren't you, are you just ignoring? Are you just fast forwarding the lesson? What is it? But what I was told is that they can't move on until they finish.
That was gonna be my next
Yeah.
question, do they maybe
And there's-
send them back?
Yes,
maybe with
and there's
another
many
set of
assessments.
questions To see if they can show growth there?
Yeah.
maybe? Okay,
Yeah.
I see that.
So I also see on the calendar that it does talk about building healthy relationships.
Mhm.
In accordance with SB 12, is this gonna require parental consent?
I think so.
Okay.
It would be. And they've been cleared for the consent.
No, so there's two separate Senate Bill 12 consent forms. There's one for mental health and there's one for reproductive health education. So Creighton slipped that in at the last minute. So parents must consent. It cannot be digital. It cannot be included with any other, and it must be provided within 14 days. And the material must be presented to parents if requested.
And what consent is that for?
Reproductive health education. So any TEKs that align with the healthy relationships, you must. So you can, I have another program that can align with this, that can help through that journey. If we do decide to go through this, I just want that to be, when you talk about healthy relationships, you're opening the door to reproductive health, like, how to establish healthy boundaries when it comes to sexual harassment, to dating violence.
So this is this is just extra. This doesn't replace our school counselors coming in on a weekly basis to provide the social and emotional support individualized that they need. And that will comply with the Senate bill,
Well, but there's also reproductive health education.
which the counselors are monitoring, where you do have consents on those students?
On the consents for SB 12, yes.
Yes. So,
They're two separate
You're speaking
notification
about a
levels.
new one, the reproductive one, you're
Yeah,
saying?
it was
Is that
originally,
something?
it's been in legislation for the last 10 years.
But it just got passed.
Correct. It was originally House Bill 1525 and 87th legislation, and then it was Senate Bill 163 in.
Is that one of the topics that's listed there? Because I don't see it.
I don't see it
No.
either.
If you can customize, I highly recommend that they have the healthy relationships.
Because,
I don't see healthy.
yeah, on page 4, it has topics now, it says to include, so I'm not sure if there's more topics on there that include healthy relationships.
Where's that at?
It's in the
Page
calendar.
4 here. Curriculum for high school, mental wellness, seeking and offering help, navigating medical care, vaping prevention, prescription drug safety. So if anything, I'm wondering if we can pick and choose off of
We
those
can pick.
topics.
We don't have to follow this calendar. This
Right.
was an example that
Right.
was created for us.
And I'm wondering if we can tailor it to what the students are there for. So for instance, if a student was caught with
For
a
drug
vape
use.
and
Yeah.
they are, then we
So-
could probably tailor their lessons to vape prevention,
Yeah.
vaping prevention.
So I think that
So-
would skew the statistical data if it hasn't been studied in that platform, so therefore it's not a research-based program. So just keep that in mind.
I'd be interested to go on the website because
Yeah.
I'm sure this is not all of the information.
This is not going to
Yeah.
replace the counseling that our students are needing, that we need to meet the letter of the law. This is just supplemental. Okay?
Just extra resources that y'all are trying to provide the students with.
Yeah. But you have to think about the fidelity of it. If it's not implemented correctly, then there's no point in spending money.
Well, we're not spending money.
So
This is
a
free. This is free. This was going to be piloted through for the DAP students, the less than 20 students that we have.
Yeah, I like this.
And And are you gonna be collecting, any kind of data as far as like, does this show improvement in performance, whether it be academic or behavioral performance?
Well, in everything that we do, we always have to do a baseline, and then we also have to do an assessment throughout the year to determine if this is going to be something for the following year that we're going to want to continue, if they're showing any improvement. And remember, those students are not always there. Some of our your frequent flyers that are always visiting there. But then, of course, many of them realize what they've done, and they're like, I don't want to go back. And so they leave, and we don't see them again. So we won't have like so much information, so much data on them,
Yeah.
but there will be some that will.
So then it makes me question, why not implement it at the middle school to prevent downstream effects as going to be?
Because they have a full-time counselor there. They have 3 full-time counselors at Green. We can provide a DAP where they don't have the constant counseling, the counselor there present.
But the counseling is not, that's one picture. If you look at it holistically, if you can implement this program at the junior high, you can reduce the risk of bullying. You can reduce the risk, you can change the normative belief.
And I agree with you, Ms.
in
Bauer,
babies.
but I say that we start slow at the DAP, where we can monitor a smaller group, and if we see improvement, then we can implement it at another campus at a later date.
This is gonna be like a trial.
This is a trial,
Yeah, but a cohort of 20 is not going to give you a statistical relation.
but it'll give us some kind of beginning and an ending result, and see if they're gonna, if they improve. And if they don't, well, then maybe this is not the program that it is, but we want to give it a try. So this is something that we want to bring through SHAC. I don't know if, does anybody else have questions regarding Everfi? And throughout the meetings and directors' meetings, and I will also have to represent this, this is a recommendation. And we can look at the data, like Ms. Bauer said, and say, hey, is this something working? If it's not going to work, then let's move on to something else, or let's pilot it at another campus, and maybe at WB Green, or at high school. But other than that, I want to start seeing if it really works, and if it's something that our students would have any knowledge, would it gain any knowledge in. Anybody have any questions on this? Any recommendations? Any?
I heard what you said about maybe towards the end of the day, they've completed their assignments, and this could be maybe an additional resource. But I also hear what she's saying. But if this is something that I think we can get our students, to maybe look into, and it could help them financial literacy. I'm just looking what's up there, the workforce readiness and stuff like that.
Well, I think it's also an advantage for DAEP because we have both high school and middle school students there that will be utilizing it. And that'll give us a good idea of, okay, did the middle school students engage more than, high school?
And that's data that I can bring to the SHAC meeting at the end of the year.
And we have students there, 45 days, that's a long time, and sometimes it's a little longer because if they miss class or, they don't come to school, their days are extended. So I think this is I think it's worth a shot. It's worth doing it, and they do have time, lots of it. So I don't think it
I would suggest creating a subcommittee to look at it, to go through it,
Most
to
definitely.
make, to really say, is this something that's in the best interest? I think it's a great initiative, but I'm very skeptical of online programs. That's just my bias that I bring to the table, and I haven't looked at it, I haven't evaluated it. On paper, everything sounds great, but having a subcommittee to test it out and then coming to the table at our next meeting and saying, hey, this is a great program, these are some of the advantages, these are some of the disadvantages, and making a collective decision. There's no timeline, we don't have to rush through decisions, we can.
I think that's why it'd be good at DAEP because it's a smaller cohort of students, and this committee can have.
Well, a cohort of adults, because when you just throw something at kids, is that really the best?
No, right, that's what I'm saying.
'Cause I don't know,
I do agree that and I would think that the SHAC committee would be that committee, or members of this committee could be a part of that, and using DAP and the small group, that, I think that's,
So I'm just speaking as a parent. If you came to me and said that this was what you're gonna do to my child, I would say absolutely not until I look at it. That's just, I don't think that I mean, I haven't looked at it. Did you look at it? Did you look at it?
I'm a
Have you?
parent, I'm looking at it,
And so I just think that, having 4 or 5 of us sit down, go through it, and make a collective decision before we throw it onto our most vulnerable population. These are our DAP kids. They already have problems. I'm sure it's a good program, but I'm just always skeptical, and I think that before you make a decision, that you have a collective decision.
So our recommendation is to provide this, or would you all want to be part of a subcommittee to look at the data? To look at the program.
I think some extra time to review and just kind of, like, if everyone was just provided this today, just to take some time to look it over, have time to ask questions in regards to maybe some of the material that we see, I think would also be beneficial, so if anyone else.
So let's vote.
So are we recommending that we,
We can start implementing it.
Get on it on our own and see whether or not, click on a couple of courses, see whether or not it's something that we feel we want our students to do?
Before we start it, everybody can get access to it, and they can view it and say, hey, this is not what I like, this is what I like, this would be beneficial for our DAP students, because we're only pilot with DAP, it wouldn't be at any other campus for now. Or not, you all want to form a subcommittee and say, you all here are going to work on EverFi, and you all monitor, you all look at it, at the program. Or do you all want to do it on an individual basis? That's your all's decision. What's your recommendation?
I motion to take a vote on creating a subcommittee to sit down and try EverFi. Do I have a second?
Timeline, because we're already into the second 6 weeks, and we're gonna be mid-year, pretty soon.
Yeah.
We want to get something going for the kids.
Absolutely, and that's why the SHAC meeting can meet every week. It can meet during the summers. If it was a priority, we could have had a meeting in August, September. I don't think that our kids should have that held against them, that because we're midway.
So there's 2 motions. Either we do it individually and you review it, and then we come back to our next SHAC meeting, or the other motion would be to do the subcommittee.
I say individually, that way we can take it upon ourselves to kind of figure out whether or not it's something that we feel.
So right now, the motion is, Ms. Bauer is asking that we do a subcommittee. She put that motion on the table. Does anybody second that? Okay. Any other motion?
The individual, that we take it upon ourselves to just look at it.
And then we come back. If you all agree with the motion that Ms. Vento put out there to do it individually.
I second that motion.
Ms. Bauer seconds that motion. Everybody else?
Is the
Yes.
next thing would be a timeline?
Timeline.
You would share this with us, and then we.
Sure, I'd give you all the link, and then you all would set it up so that you can review it, and then we come back and we have a discussion, and maybe by next time, we'll say, okay, we'll start implementing it in January, when we come back, okay? But I'm just saying stuff because the committee might recommend something else, okay? But a timeline. So our next meeting, we haven't discussed when it will be, but I think by next month that we have another meeting, we can come back with information. Y'all can say, hey, I didn't like this, or, I really like the lessons on financial literacy or on wellness and healthy, what is it?
Health and wellness.
Health and wellness.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Because like you said, we can pick and choose what we feel is gonna be the most
Absolutely.
beneficial for the students.
Okay, let's go on. Next one is human trafficking. Human Trafficking Youth Prevention Education Grant. This is through Region 1, and it's a 5-year grant provided by the Health and Human Services. Region 1 partner up with 3SGF, who provided the Protect curriculum. And this curriculum is provided for students in grades 5, 8, and 11. So La Feria ISD would like to pilot this program in the 8th grade with our students in the 8th grade. And it is a lesson where we would work with our counselor in the 8th grade. We have 3 counselors that are at 8th grade. And it's a curriculum on how to identify, how to protect yourself from human trafficking, our students from human trafficking. Our counselor would do a lesson, and there's 2 lessons that are required. One, whenever we would choose to provide it. But yes, the counselor does need to get some training, and the training is an hour and a half long. And we are recommending that it get piloted through 8th grade, just to 8th grade students, okay? And this, once our counselor would get trained, then we would, she would have sessions, of course, with parental consent. And I don't know if this would require parental consent, because this is like, it does? Even in law enforcement? Yeah, I don't know about that one, because they didn't give me the consent on that one, but I'll double check on that. But if it does, if it doesn't, I would just say, just get your consent, okay, just to be on the safe side.
Senate Bill 12 might cover it, but I won't think for sure.
Yeah, okay, so then all curriculum and material are TEKS aligned and are appropriate and meet the needs of Senate Bill 9, okay? So this is something that La Feria ISD would like to pilot in 8th grade. Any questions on this? Our counselors in 8th grade still don't know that they're going to do this. So this is not going to be from one day to the next. It's going to be me sitting down with the counselors. We're going to review it, discuss how it's going to be implemented, and it's just 2 sessions that we would like to give to our students. It is a requirement because of Senate Bill 9.
The PowerPoint question I have, it says curriculum will be provided for students in grades 5th, 8th, and 11th.
It could be provided through.
But you're saying only.
Yes.
So it could be, not will be.
It is designed for 5th, 8th, and 11th. But we're choosing just to do with 1 grade level and focus on 8th grade. Okay? Now, if we agree to this, if we are recommending this, then we will have to take it to the board just as informational items that SHAC is recommending that we do the human trafficking curriculum. Okay? So I'm going.
Counselors would get a training session or something?
It would be just the 8th grade counselors.
And then there are 2 sessions for the students throughout the year?
Yes, 2 required sessions. And I don't understand how.
Would it be 1 per semester, or?
It could be 1 per semester, or it could be both at the end of the semester. But I would like for it to be sporadic, so, yeah.
I know that it's a grant in the MOUs. Did they put as far as like, since it is a 5-year grant, what is our part of the deal? Like, they're gonna provide us with this, what do we have to give them?
Just do it.
Just do it. So
Yes.
there's no measurable outcomes, there's no, you have to do it in 8th grade this first year, then at some point in time you have to produce it,
It doesn't say that in our MOU. It just says that we,
Maybe will it go to the 5th grade?
yeah, because like when you go into those grants, sometimes they have like, like.
the clause.
Yeah, like, just so we know, like just in case, I mean, I'm excited for it. Do it 5th, 8th, and 11th. Yes. Gotta get it, start small. Baby steps.
Okay, so what do y'all think about this?
I just had a question. So would this be provided as like a group in a gym, or would this be more of like a classroom?
The counseling sessions that our 8th graders do, it's in class sessions. It's in group sessions, small sessions. It's not like an overall gym, because you'll lose them.
Yes.
You'll lose our students there. Yeah. So the concepts of curriculum and concepts, the curriculum for this is, safe people, safe places, safe choices, your inner voice, understanding and recognizing human trafficking, and building resilience and protective skills. Okay. So I would have to work with the 8th grade counselors on this so that they could provide the sessions there. And then we would pilot here, and if we feel that this is successful, or we feel that this is something that we need to push for, then we can come back to the SHAC committee and say, hey, we want it for the 5th grade, or we, like how Ms. Bauer said, and also for the 11th grade, okay? But I do need to have a vote. So the proposal is that we do the human trafficking education grant. All those in favor, or is there a motion, whatever it is, yes? Okay. Next one is bullying completed session. So what happened here is we survey our students and we survey our parents every year. Mom, you always get a letter at the beginning of the year, the middle of the year. I think three times a year, right? That we survey our parents to see like what's going on, what are their concerns. And one of the things that we do we pay attention to them. And one of the things that we do see is many parents are concerned about the bullying, the picking on in campuses. So what we did this year, working closely with our counselors and with parental involvement, Ms. Nancy Laredo brought in 5 sessions. Is it 5 or 4, ma'am? It was 4 sessions on bullying. And the first one we had was on cyberbullying. And let me tell you, we only had 12 parents out of so many concerns that we had throughout the district. It was only 12 parents that showed up. Then we had a training in San Houston this past week, right, Miss? And we had 20 parents. There's hope. So now we have another one in November, and this one's going to be in the morning, and we're hoping more parents participate. It's understanding about bullying. It's understanding what parents' responsibilities are, and then, of course, the last one's going to be about the policies of the school district and the laws of bullying. So we do have them, and we do have a presenter by the name of Patricia Valenzuela that is really connects with our parents. She was very interesting and enthusiastic as she was presenting at our meeting in Sam Houston. But I just wanted to bring this information up to you because we do survey our parents. We do listen to the community, and we do hear our parents saying, hey, we do have concerns. My only concern is that we do all of these bullying sessions, but we have a low turnout. So I'm asking, what do you all recommend? Mom, Dad, what do you all recommend as this? Like, what else can we do? We put it on social media, we send flyers, we send it through your band app or school app. What else can the school district do to reach out more parents? Any suggestions? I don't know how you say it in Spanish.
Campus space is probably the best way. We talked about this morning that when we do it district-wide, I don't think we get as much, more personalization as if you do it by campus.
Oh, we did it by camp. We did it at San Houston last time, and we only had a little bit more parents. So this next time in November, it'll be at Lee, and it'll be in the morning. So see, we can get more parents now.
And not only are we leaving this just to Ms. Nancy and the presenter to work with our school, we also, our counselors have been given a series of counseling lessons, and they're really pushing it. In the elementary, when they're having their counseling sessions with their students, they're pushing on bullying this whole month. But it's not just this month. These bullying lessons begin since last month, and they will continue until 4 months, and then we evaluate to see if we need to redo them or we do another set of lessons on bullying. But the counselors are taking a more initiative on these initiatives on the bullying on these sessions. So it's just not Nancy doing all of this training. It's also our inside our school district.
Individual campuses
Yes.
that also are being proactive.
We're doing a lot of proactive. So I'm just letting you all know that when we send out flyers, principals that are here, when we send out flyers, please push it, please push it because we want more parents to be aware. This last meeting that we had at Sam Houston, a parent didn't even know that she could fill out a bullying report, and she didn't know how to get online. So we showed her how, and she's like, okay, and 3 days later we got a bullying report, but it's okay. But we are going to investigate. But it's just, people need to know, So this is what we're doing to meet the needs of the district. Next, any questions on this? No? Next one is, okay, I did that one. Wellness plan. On the wellness plan, Mr. Garcia?
talk real quick on the wellness policy. Just some quick background, the wellness policy, it's, involves parents, students, school board, school and site administrators, and the public in the development as far as the policy. And it was last updated in 23, if I'm not mistaken. I wasn't part of the committee at that time, but I think that's the last time it was updated. And of course, the purpose and goal is to promote comprehensive school health, incorporate routine physical activity, include nutrition guidelines for all foods available at the school campuses during the school day, and support student wellness and nutrition education. So to achieve these goals, the School Health Advisory Council, they develop, implement, monitor, review, and as necessary, revise local comprehensive school health and wellness policies, serve as resources to the school sites for implementing those policies, and designate one or more officials to ensure that schools comply with the wellness policy. So today, I wanted to talk about competitive foods. And competitive foods are all the foods and or beverages that are sold at the schools to the students during the school day on school campuses that are not part of the reimbursable meal. So the competitive food nutrition standards, they're also called smart snacks or competitive rule. Those, of course, they meet the nutrition standards for all foods sold in schools. Competitive foods, they promote healthy school environment and apply to all foods sold, including in-school fundraising, vending machines, a la carte sales, anything pretty much that we sell there at the schools during the school hours have to meet these guidelines. So there are some days that are actually exempt of those guidelines, and I think at the beginning of the school year there was some, I guess, interest in maybe expanding some days. According to the Texas Administrative Reference Manual, we're allowed 6 days per school year where we can have a fundraiser that does not meet the competitive food nutrition standards. Currently, right now, the policy states here in our district that elementary and junior high each have 3 exempt days, and then high school and academy have 6.
So that is in policy.
Yeah, we need to update that, and I think it was proposed that elementary has 3 days, and then green and high school has 6 days.
Okay.
So those would be the proposed changes, I guess.
So the only one that can change policy would, of course, be our school board members to review it. So are you recommending that we increase the non?
Well, that's what was requested.
How do y'all feel about that?
Well, they have 6, why can't we have 6?
Why is the difference from secondary to
There
elementary?
actually in the state rules it says it could be 6 at any campus. For whatever reason, we had 3 for elementary. So.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we can go 6 at all campuses. If that's a better
That way it's.
deal for everyone. Do they have a lot of fundraisers at
No.
elementary?
But that.
Do we need the 3? Do we need the 6 days? I mean, I'm just asking because I don't know.
I think it'd be nice to have them, if we don't use them.
Yeah.
We don't use them.
We've got 3 elementary principals here.
Uh-huh. And I agree with that, give them the option to use them if they feel they would need them. And I can tell you, I don't think I've ever used any.
Okay.
Because, yeah.
And this would be to just not sell, to sell?
So,
Right.
Okay. Necesita, perdona, porque el español mío no está, pero en las escuelas de los chiquitos, elementary, tienen 3 días que pueden vender cosas durante el día, okay, y no los penalize, no los castigan, no los multan. En el high school tienen 6. So, la cosa es, es el señor García, como es el director de la cafetería, ¿verdad? Dice que podemos cambiar esos 3 días a 6 o aumentar los días a 3, 4, 5, 6, lo que quiere el comité aquí. ¿Qué piensan ustedes?
No es justo.
Okay. Okay. So we can't change the policy, but a recommendation is that we would consider having the board look into that. Okay? Is that something that y'all would like to do? In case we need to do a motion. Somebody do a motion.
To take it to the board.
To increase, but give me a number.
To increase to the max 6 days. Keep it the same all the way across, is what you're saying?
Yes. Okay. We'll bring it up to administration and then we'll see if we can move it, change the to policy. Any questions on that? Ma'am, ¿cómo le gustan los 6 días? Otro es el, ¿mande?
I think it'd be fun to kind of create some ideas around, like the healthy food, like involving the culinary students at the high school, like seeing what they could do for, I don't know, maybe some of the students.
On those days. But I don't mean to cut you off, ma'am, but they do, right, on the high school?
Yes.
Don't they sell on those days?
At the high school they do.
Yes, but not we don't have for elementary, but they could.
Well, we do have some eggs.
The eights?
Yes, that you could possibly, like, if they bake throughout the week, then on a Friday,
Engage
sell.
Yeah, that's like
A
Ms.
good way to bring them in.
Moraida mentioned.
That's a good idea.
That's something we could do.
Something to look into.
Be a little more creative. Next is Marathon Kids
All right.
in Spanish,
So,
ma'am.
I guess that's me, that's my marathon kids, my marathon high school kids and little kids. But anyway, of course, yo soy Graciela Campos, soy la maestra de los deportes de la high school. Y voy a tratar de a ver si les puedo hacer los dos en inglés y en español, pero pues si no me hago entender, nomás me preguntan otra vez. Pero tenemos una misión, we have a mission that we want to advocate for and showcase the physical education program. Un programa que soporta los diferentes áreas de los estudiantes, el físico, el mental y pues también la academia. Okay, so that's what we're looking for, a program that supports the physical, mental, and academic development of every student. I also like to talk about the connection between physical activity and learning. Of course, we've talked about it, and I will talk about the Marathon Kids in a bit. It improves brain function, better academic performance, and enhances focus. Daily participation in the targeted areas of the fitness program help with, which would be our next slide, will help with the connection between physical activity and learning. Incorporating Marathon Kids and the fitness program will help. Aerobic exercise is a component of the fitness program, and it includes the brisk walking, the running, dancing, and other activities. Strength and resistance training will include the squats and push-ups and other activities. Mind-body exercises is the yoga, flexibility. And so we continue with it, and we want to look at the quality of PE that's in action in all our different campuses. In the elementary, it's 150 minutes per week. En la escuela chiquita son 150 minutos por semana que los niños van a ir a los deportes. Y luego en la middle school son 4 semestres, 4 semesters, and at the high school es un año más o menos, los que tienen que pasar, ¿verdad?, para recibir el crédito. One credit for high school or a substitute, y si no están en los deportes, entonces pueden estar como en la banda o pueden estar en athletics. Okay? In the elementary and the middle school, we use what we call the Loop, and it has numerous activities. The district has provided that for our junior high and our elementary kids, and it has numerous options that engages the students in daily activity. The daily skills that are taught include teamwork, fair play, and leadership. I know all of us want to talk about, well, what's the Marathon Kid, what's the fitness program, but I'm trying to come in and encompass the things that all these areas cover. I have a quote from a teacher, and it says, we do a lot of activities that deal with teamwork and sportsmanship. Let's say someone is last to finish, we get the kids to cheer them on. And then everyone gets a round of applause for doing the activity correct. I like to tell a story about the little horsey where a kid comes in and shows the mom the picture of the horsey. And the mom is so proud and puts it up on the refrigerator. And so it really isn't a horsey because it's scribbled, right? So I take it further and I say the parent should really talk to the kid about the effort they put in. They listen to the teacher. They they finish their work, as opposed to, is it really a horsey or not? And then the parent will show them a picture of the horsey and say, mira, mijo or mija, this isn't really a horsey, but you did a great job. And so that's what we try to do at the elementary and the high school. We try to give everyone a round of applause, or give them a pat on the back and say, hey, you did a great job. You attempted to do the activity correct. And that teaches fair play, leadership, and teamwork. A freshman student, as a matter of fact, just happened this week, or was it last week, because today's we're Tuesday, right? And we were doing our running to get ready for the fitness gram, and it says run, and the young lady was talking to her friends, and I overheard her. And I asked her if I could use a quote, and she said, running helps me because it helps me take my mind off of stuff. And once they get to the high school, there's a lot of stuff that's in their mind. There's a lot of chatter going into their mind. So these are things that the quality of stuff that's going on in our PE programs, what students are learning. Student health and progress. The fitness gram, we have results. As a district, we will test the students 3 times a week. We have a pre-test, mid-test, and post-test, and that's from elementary all the way to high school. The pre-test was within 2 weeks of the start of the year. The mid-test will be conducted between October 27th and November 21st. And that's where we see progress, or not, or what areas do we need to work on. And then the final test, well, the date is to be determined, and it'll more than likely be next semester. The data has been shared with all physical education teachers, so we have a spreadsheet and we can all see what our students are doing. And it's a good way to track. And if anybody wants to come in and look at it, for us, they call the athletic director. For the different campuses, possibly call the administrators, and they'd be able to get onto their pre-test for their child.
Yes, it's on policy
Yes.
to call.
And so then, to finish this up, we'll go with the fitness gram and I like to say, engaging the community and families. So how do we engage in community and families? ¿Cómo podemos atraer la familia y la comunidad con la escuela para que sepan que el ejercicio es muy importante para los estudiantes? So we want to go with extending PE beyond the school day. Queremos a que salga how do you say it? The course,
Educación física.
afuera de la escuela. ¿Cómo le vamos a hacer? Pues nosotros pensábamos y comenzamos a hablar con las maestras, y por eso tenemos ese Marathon Kids, que es un programa que todos los junior high y los middle schools los estudiantes van a poder pasar por ese programa. Y es un programa donde pueden usar, les vamos a dar un how you say, like a tracking, donde van a poder a todos los días, como cada lugarcito es todo un círculo, es una milla. Solo que si corre una vuelta en el track, le puede poner una marquita con un color o algo que le gusta al niño o a la niña. Y también puede llevar estos a los papás para que vayan con los papás y miren y digan, mira lo que estamos haciendo como familia, ¿verdad? Porque cuando la familia está involved con eso y sabe que es importante, el niño también sale adelante. Tuve en una junta que dijo un coach, cuando llega el estudiante con una botella de agua o con esos botecitos que traen donde toman agua, eso quiere decir que los papás saben que el agua y el ejercicio es importante. Solo que es lo que estamos tratando de hacer. Y por eso queremos hablar con los papás para que también participen en estas actividades con los estudiantes. Eso es muy importante. Y por eso vamos a tener estos programas, handouts, para que los papás también miren lo que están haciendo los estudiantes en las clases. Okay? So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to send information where the students can share with their parents, because this is what we're going to start doing. Okay? And we did it last year, and we're going to continue with it this year. El otro programa que we think helps con la comunidad y las familias es cuando tenemos el Elementary Track and Field Meet. Porque entonces pueden venir los padres a ver a los hijos o las hijas que están participando en los diferentes eventos que hay para los estudiantes. Y entonces ya vienen los papás y miran, mira lo que está haciendo mi hija y mi hijo, es lo que vienen del clase, donde están tratando de improve el level de fitness que tienen los estudiantes. So that's what we're trying to do. And the Marathon Kids has 6 pillars. And it talks about goal setting, tracking, modeling the way, social support, celebrating, and rewarding. Ma'am, if you could go to the next one for the fitness gram. Thank you. And then the fitness gram, if we look at it, it says the purpose of the fitness gram testing is to promote lifelong physical activity and health in students by providing a personalized, health-focused assessment rather than emphasizing athletic performance. And I think that's the point that I want to make. Most of us see the fitness gram as, how athletic is my child? It's got nothing to do with athleticism. It has everything to do with fitness. What fitness are we getting the children in? That's the reason why we did the pre-test. And where are we taking them in the middle, and how are we gonna finish with them at the end? And then it transfers to the next one. We wanna promote health, not athletic skill. We wanna emphasize individual improvement.
Or did I do it too fast?
Yeah, the last, that's okay, man. We wanna encourage personal goal setting, which is what we talk to with our kids. Promotes health, the next one, man. And it educates students and parents and informs educational programs. Okay, so basically, what are we trying to do here? We're trying to get the students to realize that activity is crucial. It helps them mentally, okay? And socially and everything that goes with it. And we're trying to take it out into the families, because engaging the community and families really helps improve the families in our community become healthier.
Okay. So we're gonna start, the Marathon Kids.
Marathon Kids will be started, I have it here. We're gonna, honestly, I don't think I wrote that down. But we're gonna start probably towards the end of October and November.
Ending in November?
Yes, ma'am. We wanna do it before the holidays, because they're gonna go to the holidays and they're probably gonna go and eat, so we wanna get
And do you
a
meet
pretty good report before they take off.
¿Y tienen unta todos los maestros de educación física?
¿Mande?
I don't know.
Say again?
Do you have meeting, a coach with all the?
Yes, sí. No, bueno, hay veces que sí tenemos la junta, y no les voy a echar mentira, pero lo que nos gusta mucho es que podemos tener ese spreadsheet que todos tenemos acceso para mirar todos los resultados de los tests que los muchachos y las muchachas han participado. Y luego si tenemos preguntas nos podemos hacer email, y luego si no vamos, y luego cuando tengan el distrito tiene, what do we call it, that's the professional development, cuando los maestros tienen como el día que tienen diferentes clínicas, entonces nos juntamos como PE teachers y hablamos qué es lo que estamos haciendo, qué es lo mejor o qué tenemos que cambiar. Pero sí tenemos juntas. ¿Preguntas?
And you're
Sí,
all
yo
like,
tengo el resto.
let's go back to this here. We do need to elect SHAC officers.
Oh, yes.
¿Nos quieren ayudar? Nosotros le ayudamos. Es que visitamos oficiales, y estos oficiales nomás, yo les hablo y les digo, ok, Miss Erica, yo necesito tener una junta de SHAC, ¿está de acuerdo de eso? Y usted me dice que sí, entonces nos juntamos, ok. O quiero revisar la agenda para la junta, y me dice, pues sí, esto no, o eso es algo, es el vice chair. Y la secretaria, pues pone todos los minutos en inglés para la junta. Es que no necesitamos tener secretaria si no queremos, pero necesitamos a alguien que yo le puedo hablar y decir, vamos a tener esta junta y esta es la agenda, ¿qué piensa usted? O si tenemos unas ideas que queremos discutir, yo le hablo a usted y usted me habla a mí para tener la junta. Necesito a alguien.
We have another parent over here.
Yes, I saw her.
Diana.
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 I guess I'll go ahead and do it.
You'll do it, Diana? Yes. Okay, Diana, what's your name, ma'am? Full name? Diana what? Madrigal. Oh, this is a Sanchez parent. Oh, quieren ser secretaria, una de ustedes. Erica?
My English is not very good.
That's okay. We've got Google Translate.
That's okay, ma'am, we got you.
We have you. Erica, you want to do it, Erica?
Erika Perez.
Pris?
Perez.
Perez. Okay. Okay. We're going to put you down. Okay. Let's all take a vote. We have Diana Madrigal as vice chair, and for secretary, Erica Perez. Ma'am, don't be, I'll help you out in everything, okay? We just need your help, okay? We need for you to sign the minutes. Okay, do we all agree with Erica? And Erica being the secretary and Diana Madrigal for being the vice chair?
Yes.
Yes? All in favor? Okay. Next one is, we have this here. Texas A&M.
They're not here.
Okay, we can talk about it next.
Yeah, because they're not, I don't want to present something that,
She's not,
do you know a little bit about them or no, mija?
no.
It's, no.
We can table that topic. And the last thing is our SHAC meetings we want to have in November, December, and January. We always have our board meetings on the second Monday of the month. Do you want to have the SHAC meetings on the first Monday or on Tuesday after the board meeting?
Maybe
After? So it would be the second Tuesday of the month?
We have something, oh no, it's November 11th, but it's gonna be in the morning. That's the cooling class, but it'll be in the morning, so we're fine.
So, okay, so we'll do November 11th and then December, what would be the other one, ma'am?
I know in December we have, the week of the 15th, it's completely like, we have a lot of stuff going on, but let me look. Oh, December the 1st will be the next one for ruling, so.
Okay, we're good?
Mhm.
But what would be the date for the second?
The 9th.
The 9th?
Mhm.
And then in January, it would be what date?
I guess the 13th, because they're still out, right, the kids.
Okay. Those are projected dates, but then, of course, it's subject to change. But then I'll be meeting with Erica and Diana to discuss anything else. Oh, the baby. So, are we in agreement with the second Tuesday of the month? Yes? Remember, I will be sending you information on Everfi so that y'all can log on, so that in December, in November, when you come back, we can discuss it and have more information so that, if there's any questions, we can help each other answer them. Remember, this is just pilot. We want to just pilot for DAP at this time, but if you all as a committee recommend that it be implemented at another campus or grade level, you can always bring that recommendation to the SHAC board and the SHAC meeting, and then we'll bring it to administration. But other than that, I think that is it. Does anybody want to close the meeting?
A motion to adjourn the meeting.
All in favor? Thank you.